So why is it that men commit more crime than women do? A similar question, mostly from the other side of the divide, revolves around why women complete more childcare and domestic work. Wondering what the connection is? All about what men and women have been equipped with when it comes to nature. Natural differences, such as women having breasts and wombs, means that women gestate and give birth, which leads women to spend more time with the children. Feminists argue that women taking up more childcare and domestic work is an outcome of discrimination because of gender differences in socialization. Now, if the female nurturing role is both social and a source of discrimination against women since it makes them more reserved and less assertive, then the male protector role is a source of discrimination against men since it breeds aggressive and risk-taking behavior. If we are to talk about social reinforcements, then it's only fair to do it for both men and women. For example, as women complain of social expectations, men's social expectation of being tough or aggressive then leads to aggressive behavior that is the foundation of criminality. If men would otherwise be socialized to be more empathetic or less aggressive, then they wouldn't be as criminally culpable as they are. Similarly, if women were socialized to be protectors, then they'd be more aggressive and hence more criminally culpable than they are today. A similar argument is made when it comes to sexual assault and rape. According to the parental investment theory, men and women have evolved in a manner that maximizes their respective abilities to propagate their genes to the next generation. For a woman to achieve reproductive success, she has to get pregnant, carry a pregnancy to term, and raise a child to self-sufficiency. The fact that women gestate and give birth, hence bearing the greater cost of engaging in sexual activity, has translated to women being more picky with who they sleep with. Women's requirement of commitment and pro-social achievements from men for them to give it up throughout human history was meant to ascertain security for her and her offspring. Of course, all this changed with the sexual revolution that followed the legalization of abortion and invention of contraception, where women abandoned their quality for men's quantity-based mating strategy. Some of the less popular, or less discussed, outcomes of the sexual revolution include the fading of shotgun marriage, the rise in out-of-wedlock births, and the loss of women's bargaining power when it comes to relationships and commitment, as men, through the availability of contraception and abortion, can force women into engaging in sexual activity outside marriage. But it's female choice, female autonomy, sexual freedom, sexual autonomy, the healthy expression of female sexuality, or whatever you call it as long as it is politically correct. The limitation for women's reproductive success is the amount of energy and time a woman would be willing to put into the whole gestation, childbirth, and raising a child to self-sufficiency. For a man to achieve reproductive success, all he has to do is copulate with a fertile female, with the limitation for male reproductive success being the number of fertile females one can copulate with. Based on the definitions and limitations of male and female reproductive success, it therefore makes sense why men are way less picky with who they sleep with compared to women, as they are less indiscriminate with who they sleep with. Men being indiscriminate and women being picky with who they sleep with means that women have evolved to use sex as a sport, a manipulation tool to get what they want, including in marriage. The friction resulting from men being willing to hit anything that's breathing and women being picky leads to men stealing sex from women, sometimes using force or deceit, also termed as grape for the human species. If men had evolved to be pickier with who they sleep with, then they would have to steal sex from women. Similarly, if women had evolved to be less picky with who they sleep with, then men wouldn't have to steal sex as much as they do, with force and deceit being the primary tools used in the theft.